Double check it, check it out. Now, Drake released Views. Okay, we're going to get really quickly into it. Y'all know what time it is. This is the review. Drake basically sold 1 million first week. 800,000 came from raw sales, which means people purchased on iTunes. 200,000 came from streaming that got done on Apple Music. Now, you guys could look into the sales a little bit more, but I've always said sale does not equal quality, which means some people tell me, wow, he sold this amount and it's overhyped, or damn, he sold this amount, which means it's good. Nah. Okay, sales does not equal quality, it equals demand. If somebody wants something, they'll get it. Does not have to do anything with the perceived quality, all right? So we're going to actually talk quality, and I do got to get a couple things off the bat. First of all, my overall thoughts on the album. I usually leave this for the end, but I'll get it out of the way now to get to this point. Drake took a step back when it came to rapping. All right, bar for bar, he took a step back. We start seeing cringy lyrics. Drake never really gave us cringy lyrics like that, but he's giving us some Weezy-esque bars, and we're like, what the fuck did this come from? Okay, like, what? Channing Tatum, what? You turn a 6 to a 9, nigga, what? Nigga, you're toying with him like Burger King, or you're toying him with like a Happy Meal, like, what? Man, basically, it's just not good. Okay, some of these lines, they're very cringy. All right, now, again, to go over to the overall product that he put out, Drake has never dropped a rap album. Can we get this clear? He's never dropped a rap album. So I've heard a lot of people say they're disappointed. They thought it was going to be a lot of rap. And I'm starting to look at them more than I'm looking at Drake, because I'm like, have you really been a Drake fan? Because I don't think Drake has ever put out a solely rap album. He's put out an album, especially after Take Care. His albums are really, well, they consist of pop. They consist of like simp ballads to thotties. They consist of like some soul type of music, and also some like rapping singing, right? Where he's singing or he's rapping on melody, which kind of makes it seem like he's singing. So he's never dropped a album with all bars. He always has a couple songs, like has a song for 30 for 30. He has a song like 6 p.m. in New York, 5 p.m. in Toronto, even though that didn't make an album. And on this particular album, he has a couple songs like that. However, if you're expecting all bars, you came for the wrong place. If you expected him to drop a album that was all bars, you must think Drake is rapping for you, and he's obviously not doing that. He's doing it for a lot of people. And again, it's not a soul rap album. Now, what genre is what Drake is doing under, right? Now, we could probably categorize him under a lot of things, but I think he possibly creates his own genre, the same genre that we also see people like The Weeknd. We also see people like Roy Woods, of course, Party Next Door, Bryson Tiller. They kind of live under the same lane. There is kind of some rap in it, but it's not just rap, okay? Now, we're going to get into this entire album. We're going to review it from 1 to 20. There's 20 songs on it. Then I'll give you my overall review at the end. Now, first of all, there's a track called Keep the Family Close. It's kind of like an ambiance setting type of track. All right. It sounds like you hear wind blowing in the beginning of the track. It kind of sounds like Drake and everybody at the fucking OVO sweatshop. They're huddled up by the fucking campfire. They're roasting marshmallows. They're talking about stories about how chicks just hurt their heart. And Drake's time to speak. And he comes in with like, yeah, man, listen, we got to keep this shit close, right? Basically, he's whining about the fact that some people ain't as close as they should have been. Some people think he's talking to Nicki. I don't think he's talking to Nicki, because he's talking about this person like when they were broke and dusty. And I don't think he knew Nicki when she was broke and dusty. So I don't think he's talking about Nicki, but it seems like he might be just talking about people within his personal life. It took me a second to warm up to this particular track, because when you listen to a song like Tuscan Leather, which was on Nothing Was the Same, the intro track there where he's kicking bars, and it was pretty much a parfait of just not only just bars, but lyrical flexing, of course, flow, and even content, right? Because he was addressing issues within his life. And just even seeing that, right, it solidified himself, in my opinion, as one of the top rappers in the game, but it was a great intro. This track, Keep the Family Close, a lot of singing, a lot of whining, you know what I mean? A nigga almost cried on the fucking track, basically, right? Again, after a week of listening to it, and that's what I was saying about giving an album some time to breathe. When Future creates an album every 30 minutes, you can review it in about 30 seconds, right? When Young Thug drops a Slime Season every 15 days, you can review it in about like a day. right? When The Life of Pablo, which is created by Kanye, and of course Views, created by Drake, are dropped, and these projects have multi-level complexity to them, you might have to wait more than a day. You might have to wait more than a week, because here's the thing, you could have an opinion that it's whack or it's hot, but if you can't explain the meaning of what this person is trying to say, or if you don't get it, you're given a uninformed opinion because you don't even get what he's been talking about. So that's why I gave myself some time, and after a while, even though I disliked this track at first, I liked it eventually. All right, I will listen to this probably when I'm driving late at night in a car alone. You know what I mean? Again, I must be on some sad shit because I don't know why I'll be playing this, but it still sounds good. Okay, track 2, track called 9. This is the first rap record on the entire album. I mean, we're only at track 2, but still, right? Now, again, with the cringy lines, and this is where I believe he's drawing a lot of criticism because, again, some people don't fuck with the singing Drake. They love the rapping Drake. They want him to rap a mile a minute. They want him to graduate to where Kendrick just dropped an album just rapping. But that's not Drake. However, people do give him credit for a lot of his bars, okay? I mean, recently he's come under fire with, like, the whole ghostwriting thing, but we know what it is, okay? People have still given him credit for, like, bars. So when we hear lines like, turn a 6 upside down, it's a 9, now we're like, Shruggy? I mean, who is on the clock at the OVO ghostwriting session that's letting this shit fly? Whose signature at the bottom of the paper? That can't be no Quentin Miller. He would never let that fly. Gotta be Mo G. Yo, matter of fact, it's McConan. Must be McConan, right? Now, again, I think that's a kind of, we see the shield of Drake's lyrical capabilities cracking a little bit because we're kind of getting some lines that are like, I'm calling it Weezy-esque. Lil Wayne got some lines like that at times, all right? Nevertheless, though, even with that criticism, what Drake is good at is that he'll use his melody, his flow, and just his ability to create a good song and still pull it together despite that line being so cringy. So to be honest, he even hits like an amazing flow when he's like, keychain go jang-a-lang. That is dope. Overall, the track turned out to be solid. I like it. But there are a couple cringy lines, and that's why I think people are kind of attacking Drake. Now, track 3. You with me? This is half and half. Half rapping, half singing. This is the reason why Drake says Drake featuring Drake, because Drake is the rapping nigga on the song, and he's the singing nigga on the song, right? Now, my favorite part of this entire song is where he's breaking down to a thotty and telling her, slide on that late night? I can't sing, but it's all right, right? Now, he's switching flows, switching melodies. I mean, it's dope as shit. It's a instant post 2 a.m. playlist. There's a couple of cringy lines still in here, right? Again, the chink in the armor is starting to be exposed. You're toying with it like Happy Meal? Really, Drake? Who signed off on that one? Come on now. Now, I love the track despite that line, especially the last verse where the beat changes. That's actually from another song where there was an unheard of verse by Drake. It got leaked. It's actually on SoundCloud now. It's called Views from the 6, the song. And we hear Drake kind of incorporate that beat and that flow into the track that did get released, which is You With Me. So I like this song as well. Track 4, Feel No Ways. This is an R&B track. So right now we got more R&B track than rap tracks, okay? You got a couple clever lines on the fucking track. And I mean, listen, we're used to these particular clever lines by Drake. Had to let go of us to show myself what I could do or whatever the case is. It's a pretty good cut and possibly has a bunch of like quotables for a Wiz Khalifa parody account. So I like this track as well. Now, track 5. One of my favorites is called Hype. Drizzy Drake, the motherfucking goon. You know what I mean? Puts on the black glove, talking about catching bodies. He's talking so much shit to Meek Mill here, man. I mean, god damn. He gonna look at Meek Mill and tell him about, listen, I could GPS you if you need a dressing? Shraggy? You gonna pull up in Philly? Now, it's a lot of quotables here. I gotta give Drake credit for this whole song. He threw some more shots at Tory Lanez and some other niggas. Who cares? I mean, he always throws shot at everybody in the game. That's what Drake does. Right now, Drake is good at rapping about him being the best and also throwing shots at everybody who's not as either good or as big as him. We know that, right? Now, with all that being said, it's a easily top 5 or top 3. I'd probably say top 3 song on the entire album. Not a wasted line. Not one wasted line. So salute to Drake for this track. Now, track 6, Weston Road Flows. Drake brings out that soulful Mary J. Blige sample, and I like it. It's introspective, and these are the tracks where you could really separate people who only like Drake as a rapper versus Drake overall fans. The person who only like Drake as a rapper, they're like, yo, this song, I fuck with this song. Western Road Flows, I fuck with it. Why can't he do 20 songs like this, right? And obviously the answer is no, motherfucker. He's not just rapping for you rapping ass niggas, okay? Again, I like this track. People who like Drake rapping, this is an introspective song. He's kicking it. He got bars on this shit. And this is why people would love this track and not like anything else. So if you're wondering if you're just a Drake fan or you're just a Drake rap fan, if you like this but hated the 3 before, or actually hate the first 4 before hype, you probably only like Drake when he's like really kicking those bars. All right. Now, track 7 is a track called Redemption. And this is how quickly the album just kind of shifts, right? He was just rapping heavy on hype and Western Road Flows, and he comes to Redemption, this soft ass shit. You hear my nigga Ray Weather Jr. in the background with a One Wish sample. Shout out to him for that, which to me was an excellent choice. But this is an R&B track. This is a complete R&B track with a Drake rapping feature, right? Again, this falls under the catalog or the folder of hurt nigga anthems, all right? I mean, if you're a hurt nigga, like your girl just broke up with you, you caught her sucking another nigga's cock, this is a song you want to play. Redemption. Redemption's on my mind. But I like it. I do like it, though, okay? It's dope if you like songs like Days in the East. You'll probably like this. It's kind of like a crazy dynamic, but understandable. But, I mean, think about it. Drake, the biggest, like, pop rapper in the world, is still wondering if his bum-ass exes are listening to his music. Man, fuck them hoes, man. Now, track 8. Yet another R&B track. Again, if you're keeping track, man, it's at right now half and half. Half R&B, half rap, right? Drake raps and sings in this one. And I mean, it's a cool song, but it's kind of short, man. Very short. Also, shout out to Jeremiah at the end. Also, shout out to Party Next Door. This might be a radio record, though. Might be a radio record. I'm kind of letting you guys know now. Faithful. I like this song a lot. Pimp C get a posthumous feature in this one. I mean, Drake bodies the hook completely. The best part. Actually, no. That's the second best part. Drake on the hook is dope. But you know what's even doper? Division. They came in at the end of the track. They were clearly the highlight of the track, and they stole it. Stole it, and salute to them. All right? Now, track 10. It's a track called Still Here. One of my favorites, if you ask me. All right? Drake hit the right flow on this track. It's a radio record, if you ask me. And definitely it's about like the top 3 song on this album, man. If I had to recommend songs to kind of like gauge or let you find out if you'll fuck with this album, I'll be like, yo, no, you gotta listen to Still Here. Still Here, like, it kind of embodies what Drake was on, and I fuck with it a lot. Also, the second verse, amazing. And by the way, this probably is a second track outside of Hype that I could add to my in the day playlist for Drake. Most of Drake's songs in the whip are listened to after 2 a.m. I'm not going to lie. But this song, you could bump daytime, pull up in traffic. You see some chicks, you know what I mean? Still here, windows down, you know what I mean? Smoking, sipping on something. Actually, don't drink and drive. Okay, let's keep it going. Now, track 11, Controller. This is another one of my favorite tracks, right? There's a big controversy within the Caribbean or West Indian community. I'm Jamaican, if you don't know. I was born there, so you know when I hear a version of this song come out before the album comes out with Popcorn, or Popcorn, that is a Jamaican artist, if you don't know. Y'all know I was going to like it. I'm like, oh, shit, flames, bullet, love it, right? But then the final version comes out on the album. Popcorn is nowhere to be seen. We actually see Beanie Man get replaced, or Beanie Man replaces Popcorn, right? Now, there's a lot of reasons, or a lot of, like, people having rumors of why this happened. But I will say, regardless of what the reason is, I agreed with Drake for taking him off. Now, you might be saying, why? Why? Now, the reason why I'm saying why is that when me, being someone of Caribbean descent, I hear Popcorn, like, I easily get it. When someone else doesn't know, or they're not into, like, Caribbean music like that, it's like, okay, this is just another guy that doesn't speak English. So, here's my policy on that. When you're going to put on someone that's not speaking English on your fucking track, right, and you're the biggest pop star in the world, you know what you got to do? You got to make sure that the verse or the hook or whatever they're contributing is a undeniable hit, okay? Think about Jay and what's the guy named Punjabi MC. They dropped a track called Beware of the Boys. And I mean, Jay-Z could have just added a verse and kind of just faded out, right? But he kind of left the song as it was when the remix got put out in the U.S. because Punjabi MC, I don't know what language he was speaking in, but the shit he was saying, even though he's not speaking English, was so dope. I don't know what he was saying. She was heat. Okay, it was heat. It was fucking heat. And because of that, when I look at what Popcorn did, he didn't really turn the song up to a different level. Actually, the best parts of the song Controller is Drake's parts. So why not take out that nigga and add more part of yours? And that's exactly what he did. I will say, though, he did fuck up by adding Beanie Man. Love Beanie Man as well, but why add Beanie Man to a track? That seemed too random. You might as well just left on Popcorn. Okay? Too random. All right? And by the way, the bridge on this song is extremely dope. Now, track 12, we've all heard this track. One Dance is the number one record in the country, in the U.S. right now. Big up to Kyla and, of course, Wizkid. Wizkid, phenomenal. Phenomenal African artist. Anytime I play African events, believe me, he holds me down because I got a full playlist of all his music. Trust me. Fuck with Wizkid, okay? By the way, incredible beat and production. I didn't think this was going to make it to number one. It was a dope song, but I didn't think it would be a number one record in the U.S., but it did. I mean, in reality, it's a world record. It's not just hip-hop or pop. It's a world record. So this might go very, very far, okay? Now, track 13... man, god damn, do I gotta talk about this one? It's called Grammys. Drake did his thing. I ain't got no complaints with what Drake did, but Future, oh my god, Future Vandross, you need to apologize to Drizzy Drake for that atrocious fucking verse and fucking hook you just gave. You know why, man? It felt like Drake asked Future for a motherfucking verse and a hook, and of course he got catfished by a nigga named Designer, right? And even then, I think that even Diet Future, Designer would have probably gave a better hook and verse. It was too predictable, too repetitive. And I really enjoyed this track, except Future. I mean, all he did was say Grammys a bunch of time, and that became the title, but his verse was whack as a motherfucker if you ask me. But track 14. Child's Play, and I got a salute to Drizzy Drake for this one, man. The sample is dope, like a soldier. I mean, it's another tribute to strippers. Definitely like a simp anthem, or more like a song for like niggas who love to trick on women. I don't love that type of philosophy. I'm not a simp, but the song does sound kind of good. Okay, I rock with the song. The hook is dope. The sample is dope. And for that, I'll give it a pass. It's a cool song. All right. Now, 15 is Pop Style. I enjoy this track a lot, especially the new second verse. And the first verse, man, is okay, but that cringy Chain and Tatum line still, again, I'm wondering who the fuck let this fly, man. Moji, is it you? Makona, is that why you're fired? Like, why? Like, who at the sweatshop let this shit go? Now, again, I will say, because if you guys remember, there was another version with Jay and, of course, Kanye that was cut. Of course, Jay and Kanye probably said, fuck no, we're not going to be no exclusive on no motherfucking Apple Music. And probably that's why it came down to be that way. But when you hear Drake rapping, we keep hearing bars about they're out to get me. You know what I mean? Like niggas telling lies on me. Like he's talking about like he's being hunted like a light-skinned bitch. And my whole thing is that Drake, could you start like at least giving us some clarity to this? Who the fuck is hunting you? Nigga, like, to keep it real, we think you're Illuminati, right? You saying all this 666 shit on the record, we think you the Illuminati. So you probably out to get to somebody. Who the fuck is out to get you? I think this is some type of like reference into like even Jay-Z. Who knows? Maybe the whole thing with Meek, the beef, and people thinking that Jay-Z was kind of co-signing, whatever. But I'm still asking because Drake keeps rapping about it more and more. People out to get me, and I'm like, who? Like, nigga, who? Okay. Track 16 is a track called Too Good. It's a Rihanna collab, and man, I gotta ask this question. Why every time when Drake and Rihanna collab, they usually got like two songs? Why Rihanna get the hotter song? Why did Rihanna get What's My Name? Why did Rihanna get Work? Because the OVO Sweatshop made Work. You give work to your boss, not to Rihanna. That was a number one record. It was more catchier. Now, this might be a number one record, this Too Good record, but it feels like the B-side to Work. Just like Take Care, even though that was the name of his album, that title song felt like the B-side to What's My Name. What's My Name was number one, and of course, Work is number one. Will this get to number one? We will see. This was really made, in my opinion, for radio and performance reasons, and yes, it's just a pop record. It's a pop record. Now, track 17 is Summer's Over Interlude, and track 17 is usually very late for an interlude, but it seemed like a very poignant attempt to kind of change the album's mood and even tempo, and kind of has a soul vibe, and it felt like it was trying to lead you to somewhere else. And track 18 kind of assures those type of thinking, because that song's called Fire and Desire, which to me is probably the most complete song on the album, and in my opinion, this really isn't a rap. So I really absolutely love this track, but as Drake ages, I think that these type of records is what he's gonna make more and more. Okay, how long could he rap about like just yo, I'm sunning all these rappers and listen, I'm the best at rapping because that's what he's been rapping about for a while, right? So I think he's gonna be doing tracks like these. It gives him longevity and shit like this will make him be performing at like Las Vegas, doing a residency when he's like 50. Okay, even though he claims he's retiring at 35, a liar. Okay. Again, it's a dedication to women, and it's just a interesting take on like his mentality. Because if you see him in the media, he ain't really dedicating or like cherishing no woman like that. He piping out all these bitches. I don't know what he's talking about, but it's just a record. Anyway, track 19 is the outro track, pretty much. There's another track which is Hotline Bling, but for the standard version, this is the outro. It's another soulful sample, and technically it is an outro. It's like a 30 for 30, 6 p.m. in New York type of thing. He kind of gives us a extended letter status update. He always kind of like just lets you know what's going on within his life at this point. And again, he brings up the people who keep trying to get him. Who the fuck is Hunting Drake? We want to find out. If you know, comment in the comment section. I need to find out. But he got some bars on here, man. The beat is kind of slowed up though. At first, when it started, it sounded like a Lord Knows, but of course, that's not what it is if you know the sample. Also, it still feels like a coded puzzle where he's kind of addressing Jay, Meek, and other rappers below him who ultimately will come for the spot. Okay, track 20, which is obviously the last track, which is the bonus, Hotline Bling. Not much needed to be said about this one because it's a great track again. It's R&B, but it's like pop R&B. I mean, it's a very good track from the concept to the melody to the execution. He did it good. And just like a lot of people say, well, it's him remaking Drum's Cha-Cha. Well, hey, listen, you made it a Hotline, I made it Bling. All right, that's pretty much all I can say. Now, overall, to categorize this album, it's not rap. It's not a rap album. This is a Drake album that has elements and some roots in hip-hop, but it's definitely not an album that's just rapping. Okay, now, if I had to rank this album, and I'm going to rank it as in its totality in how I not only enjoy it, but how I see the songs, these were pretty much good songs. All 20 songs, I mean, more or less, there were no skippables. Everything played cohesively. It was a thematic album. It was very cohesive. And I will have to say, man, that this is almost like an A album. There's a couple things I'm nitpicking. That's why I'm not going to give it an A. But it's a 4.45, which is like a B+++ out of 5. So it's a 4.45 out of 5. I thought it was very good. And because of that, I do think it's the best commercial project to be released this year. Yes, even above Kanye West, The Life of Pablo, which I think I gave a 4.4 or a 4.35. Both were great albums commercially. Again, these are commercial releases. There might have been better albums that haven't got that commercial push. But when you think about commercial albums being released, definitely Drake just got one. And you got to give him credit. It was a cohesive album. He didn't try to make a bunch of like club bangers. He'll probably release those later in the summer. Maybe a couple of these will become club bangers. But he just made a good album. He made a good album. And I think people who enjoy Drake as an artist, not want to nitpick what he should do. Oh, Drake, stop singing. Stop singing about this. Rap about this because I like you when you do this. If you're that type of person, you're going to be disappointed. If you're that person that kind of enjoys everything he does and really his multifacetedness, you will like this album. 4.45 out of 5. Want your comments. I want your rating as well in the comment section. Make sure you guys follow me. Definitely subscribe. And also, I'll be discussing this album on Twitch a little bit later. Make an account there. There's a link in the description, twitch.tv/academics. You could ask me questions live. It's kind of like a question and answer session for everything I do on YouTube. So you guys could join in there. We kind of have a whole community. Definitely come watch. And yeah, it's your boy Academics, man. I'm up.